morning, everybody. It's Saturday, the 30th of January, and I swear to God, third time's going to be a charm. We'll actually get everything to go right. You'll actually hear the audio the whole time. It won't cut in and out, and I'll figure out how to do this. That time, I almost got it. I got to do this one button, and this other button, and this other button, and then it should show up, and I should be here. God, to only have an audio board sound guy to do this shit for me, but that doesn't matter. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Celeste. Audio sounds good on YouTube or whatever you got of audio from my opening that I was really proud of. One of these days, that will come out smooth. We're on day 2. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, the 30th of January, and this is the Iowa caucus. Get your caucus out, which sounds terrible. Whatever they're going to call it, I don't know. But the whole point here is we're rocking the caucus. And Bernie is going to absolutely annihilate the number. This is going to be an unprecedented landslide. We know it, and you know it, and mainstream media knows it, but they won't tell you because they are frightened. They are very frightened of this thing, and they are doing everything in their power to convince us that this is not going to happen. We have all sorts of fun stuff to look at about that. Let's see who is joining us today. I've got Celeste with me here.
Good morning, everyone. How are we today? Except that's Eddie. Eddie gets my voice.
I'm sorry. I did not realize I was not muted.
Yeah, thank you guys. Here we go. Starting. Here comes Sean. We've already gone live. Sean's showing up. Hi, Sean. Being late every day. Just because you got to get your kids off to school. You guys, this is
you don't pay him well enough to give him shit.
This is what's beautiful. Like, I got Celeste showing up. She's got doctor's appointment. She shows up. Eddie's here. This is a Saturday. Eddie is here on a Saturday.
Hey, I don't have a life like that as well.
You're a teenager who's involved with politics on a Saturday. And then we've got Sean here who shows up, and he's dealing with kids and getting them off to school. And this is what it takes. This is what it takes to win the caucus. This is what it takes to put a president in office that people want. When you're fighting an establishment, it takes everybody working all the time at all hours, putting shit together, being here with us this morning. Who do we have? We've got Steph. Steph, your freaking cards are incredible. Oh, God, man, you're just, one of these days, Bernie TV might actually be able to pay you for your work. We have to trade, and we'll pay you by delivering you an America that isn't a piece of shit. That is our goal, is to deliver to the rest of the country an America that doesn't suck. Boy, I'm all sorts of choppy this morning. You know what I gotta do? Hey, Celeste, say hi this morning to everybody for 1 second. I think I gotta turn up I gotta deal with some server crap.
Okay, well the audio sounds good, and if you can hear me when you get a chance, we'd love to have that screenshot that we normally get so we know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, here you go. Sorry.
Thank you.
Prima thought here.
Yay! Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. John has been diligently working at putting the rundown together. Eddie's helped out a little bit. He's got a meme that's going to be shared with everyone that I hear is going to make us all laugh. Since I hadn't had a chance to look at it in the rundown, I have been busy hunting down a different meme that maybe y'all in the audience can help me find, and that is, I saw it on Twitter. It's a 2-panel meme. The top panel shows Hillary Clinton at an event, and it looks as if she's speaking to a full crowd. The lower panel is that same auditorium and that same audience that is speaking, except it's at the back end of the auditorium, and it shows that it's half empty. So if y'all can find that meme, please drop it to us. That would be great. Or give us a link in the chat.
And here's what she's talking about, folks. Here's the picture.
Yeah, that's the long shot.
This is the long shot, but you can see. This is the long shot that we had. This was actually this is on an interview, an article we saw. This is the reality of Hillary's ground game in Iowa, and this is why she's sending out emails like this. This is Robbie Moore. More Bernie Sanders supporters. This is like an insult right away. More Bernie Sanders supporters have stepped up to donate to his campaign than ours have. That's kind of rude. I know that. You probably know that. Holy cow, does Bernie Sanders know that? Well, thank you for the encouragement, Robbie. We're kicking ass. We know that. You probably also know that. So this is where it gets Ridiculous. You also probably know the national polls clearly show Hillary has more supporters than Bernie does. The national polls show this. The national slanted MSM poll based on landline. And that's great. But the caucuses are in 2 days. Unless you'll be there caucusing. So blah, 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 blah. What we're talking about here is they are in their shit. They have no idea what to do. They know this is going to be an absolute landslide. This whole day and tomorrow, Bernie has a massive, I mean, we already knew we were going to take Iowa, guys. We already knew. And by the way, I didn't even say hi to everybody. Bad Wolf, Time Lady, Boko, Venstra, Celeste, of course you're right here with me, Frederick, Robin Morris, Brom, SL1L1, sorry, I'm going to get your name wrong. I'm just going to call you Brom from here on out, damn it. Ernie, Morgan, Hannah. Look at all these people. How many people are there? Oh, you got analytics. 57 right now, 87 playbacks. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Iowa caucus this morning. We're going to talk about the massive canvassing effort that is happening all across Iowa today. Not with robots, not with money, not with the massive amount of money we provided, Bernie. No. This is human beings on the ground. This is what Hillary can't match. This is where she loses the presidency because we are the people and we are on the ground and we're the ones doing the work. And she knows that it doesn't matter how many millions and millions she has. Those millions can't buy all the human beings. It can only buy a very small percentage of human beings. And that is where they lose. They lose big time. We're going to scroll up here. We're going to take a look at the email that first came out. It's been a massive push. Just before I show you this, back up for a second. Before I show you this, there's lots of stuff going on in MSM right now saying, well, Bernie Sanders got a lot of big stuff on the web and they're making lots of memes. That's great. But does he have the people? Where are they? Well, I don't know. Here, let's just take a look at this, and then let's see if Hillary can even come close. This is from, this was January 29th, so yesterday. Michael Briggs is our guy. Brainstorming, or barnstorming, also brainstorming for Bernie. Barnstorming through eastern Iowa, Bernie Sanders drew 1,300 supporters to a Friday night rally at the Grand River Event Center, where he delivered an impassioned message. Okay, so there's 1,300 people there. Then Saturday, pep talk volunteers from Mount Pleasant. Let's move on. Here's the number. The crowds on Saturday pushed to 62,866. The total turnout at Sanders rallies and town meetings in Iowa. 62,000 people turned out just to go to the rallies in Iowa. How many do you think are going to show up to caucus? Okay, and here's the number, folks. This is their estimation. More than 500,000. 507,000 people have packed into events hosted by the Sanders campaign. That number is unprecedented. There has never been a president or a candidate. We know he's going to be our president. There's never been a presidential candidate that has drawn this many people, that has ignited the people like this. So when they say, does Bernie really have the game? Yes, we do. Because we are Bernie, right? We are Bernie. So the game is there. It's a done deal. But here, take a look at the lineup that's going on. This is a not the best card, but this is an email that was sent to us by one of the other many people within the Sanders campaign that we get emails from. They send these out to everybody. You guys probably get these. Here it is. U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, presidential campaign, will host a number of celebrated activists, musicians, and elected officials on the campaign trail in the final days before the Iowa caucus. Here's the full list of surrogates, and I am going to butcher many of these names. Mark Pontius and Mark Foster of Foster the People. Everybody knows who Foster the People are. Big fan. Jill Sobel, Kay Hanley, Michelle Lewis, Connor Palm, Dr. Cornel West. You guys can read all this. The idea is they got a shit ton of people all day. I don't know what Hillary's got going on. She's probably got a plate lunch with another Wall Street Trump. My guess is she's doing Wall Street for Iowa today, and she's meeting with some really rich folks, and she's going to try to get $27,000 a pop out of them, like she did with John Bon Jovi. Bernie asked for $27. He doesn't even ask for $27. That's our average, folks. I'm proud of that average. We all donate what we can. $1 here, $3 here. Hillary's like, can you come up with 27 G's? We have John Bon Jovi. this is an all-day today, all-day tomorrow thing. Here's the Saturday. Here's the first piece of the Saturday lineup. Right? It's got the H2 with Fox for People. That's at 9 a.m. I'm guessing that's already happened. No idea. We've got this 10:30 a.m. with Revolta, and 11 a.m. Manchester Volunteer Rally. Noon, Iowa City Meet and Greet. Another thing, it's going to be in two places at the same time, apparently, at noon. And then 15 minutes later, this is all of this stuff. That's the first half. That's just too new. Here we go. 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3:15, 6 p.m., 6:30. Now, I think this is the evening thing there, the 6 p.m. I think that's what we're getting. I think that's what we're broadcasting. Maybe it's the 6:30. It's the 6:30 thing, students are break. We may be able to have feed from before that. We may have feed from some of these other things. I don't know. But this is a day, one day of packed events for Bernie Sanders. And Sunday, folks, Sunday is the same. And Sunday's a little special for me. Happens to be my birthday. I will be turning 46 this Sunday. And I could not be happier to be 46 at this time of my life, because we are going to put somebody in office for the first time ever that is actually going to fix this country with us. Not just make statements about fixing it, but he's going to fix it with us. So here's Sunday. It started 9 a.m. Fox for People, and 10:30 a.m. with some more people, and this is crazy, folks. This is crazy. But they continue. I don't know what we're covering. I know that, and all of this information will blast this out. This has all been pushed out. We will keep pushing it out. The campaign has asked us to blow up social media. Just, if you can't be in Iowa, and you're not an Iowa resident, and you're not caucusing, and you can't phone bank, and you're stuck here in front of a camera like I am, which is going to be my excuse for not being able to phone bank right now, what we can do is explode social media. IA Caucus hashtag every time, and they want us to pay attention to two people within the campaign. Make sure I got this blocked out right. Here's the first one. Hector Segala. Now, Hector is the grassroots digital guy. So he does a lot of the grassroots digital stuff on like connect.sanders.com, and they want you to follow his account. And he is going to be tweeting specific stuff today for us to retweet, for us to engage with on social. This is the first person they want us to follow today. This is part of the blast the internet with social media about Bernie Sanders, the IA Caucus, so that we can help those that are canvassing. And I'm just going to take a break and see what's going on in here. I'm reading some of the stuff here, and Interesting. Yeah, all right. So, yes, a couple things I'm seeing in chat. Morgan, yes, Bernie reached his goal of 3 million. That actually happened last night. Reached that goal last night. I was a little behind the game. I'd already thought we reached 3 million, so I asked everybody to do 4 million on the web. I was just thinking ahead, because I know we're going to get to 4 million here in a week, right? We can push this to whatever we want. We can do whatever we want. And any of you guys, if you have something to say, feel free. I'm just going off.
Hey, John. Remind them of the new We app that you put up, and also I dropped a meme about the $3 million into Green Room if you want to grab that up.
Okay, I'll pull that up. Oh, I'm looking at Scott. This is good. Scott says, I am in Iowa City already. We'll be ready to stream tonight. It's going to be a long day hanging in a coffee shop. Scott, if you are listening to me on air now, which must be, I'm going to tell you that I am planning on going live at noon today. So we're going to do the show. We're going to end the show around 10:15, 10:30, something like that. However long this goes. Give me some time to load up a massive playlist of videos, of Bernie speeches. You guys can send me stuff if you want. And hashtag IA Caucus. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go live. We're going to do a stream-a-thon all day for the Iowa Caucus. I got nobody here at my house. The wife and kid are going to take off. They're going down the way So I've got a whole house just be crazy and Bernie Sanders. We're going to run videos. We'll take requests. We'll pop back in, tell you what's going on. If we get a stream or something, somebody's got a Periscope up, we'll pull it in. I'm going to stay live until we'll cut really quickly when we go to the event, the actual the Iowa City event tonight, which we have as a separate event. But I'm going to do like a stream-a-thon throughout the day just to keep the spirit, keep it going. A couple other things. So the 3 million, I saw that. Here's the deal with the Hillary emails. We're not going to talk too much about the Hillary emails because Bernie Sanders released a statement and basically said, don't give a shit. All right? There's a legal process for that. We're about caucus. And I want to do what Bernie's asked us to do. So we're going to focus on that. We're not going to go negative down the road on that. Hillary's got enough problems as it is. What we need to concern ourselves with is people on the ground in Iowa caucusing for Bernie. Because here's what's going to happen. This is what I want to see happen. You guys have seen the Iowa caucus video, right? How to caucus? We'll run it today. I want to see. They say you get in a room, you put all these people in a room in like school cafeterias and gyms and whatnot all over the place. You put all these people in a room, and then they separate out to who gets to who they're for. And if there's a person that doesn't get enough, 15%, I think it is, of all the people in there, then those people have to now choose somebody else to divide up. And what I want those places packed so full of Iowa residents that you have to move them outside. But they can't even count. They just look around and go, Jesus, we have like 1,000 people here for Bernie. It's like 50 people here for Hillary, 3 people here for Martin. That pretty much states it. Done. I want this to be an absolute landslide annihilation. I know it's going to be. But let's see if we can actually make these buildings overflow. Because we'll talk about it later, but the caucus, now that I'm learning about politics, now that I'm understanding how our politics are supposed to work, when people are actually involved, when people are actually engaged, the caucus is the most powerful thing we have. What a freaking cool thing. Much more exciting than a primary, and a much better way for people to really understand what's going on. The caucus was really, if you think about it, something we definitely needed pre-internet. I think we can do caucus on the internet. I think we can take it virtual. Right? And I would love to work with that. That's kind of what we do here, having a conversation about things that are going on about the politics. But the establishment does not want caucus. They hate caucus. Hillary Clinton's made statements to that effect. Martin O'Malley's made statements to that effect. Anybody who wants to control the population, they do not want the people getting together in groups and discussing things. That is certainly not what we want. Go into a booth, vote the way you're supposed to vote, shut up. What else we got here? Just want to kick out some more comments. Yeah, Monday. No. Jonathan, I'm reading your quote here. I've never been so scared either, because what's going to happen is when Bernie wins Iowa, corporate media is going to shit their pants. They know what's going to happen. But when it does happen, by ridiculous numbers, they're all going to shit their pants because it's just going to keep going. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And then we are going to. You think things are dirty now? We're not even close to it. They haven't even begun to fight. This is a war. We are in a political war. Here's the other account we're supposed to follow. We were talking about social media accounts. One is Hector Segala, and the other is Aiden King. I have no idea who Aiden King is, other than he's a digital grassroots organizer for Bernie Sanders. And I think that's awesome. And this guy looks like he's a, 20-something, maybe even younger. 18, 19, 20. I don't know how old you are even, but thank you. Thank you for giving a shit about your country, young man. Thank you. Because when I was your age, I was growing my hair. I did some other things, but I certainly wasn't like you. I certainly wasn't involved with how my country is going to be run, with how my country should be run at your age. So I am impressed, young man. We've got to follow this guy, and we've got to follow Hector Segala, which I have over there. Right there. Those two people, we're going to follow them today. We're going to look at their tweets. We've got them pulled up on there. I've got overlays. McAvoy monologues. I got to talk about those McAvoy monologues and the other ones. You're right. But here, so last tweet from here's the latest. Arun Chaudhary is one of the guys on Revolution Messaging's team who was out there taking pictures and documenting Bernie Sanders. So that's from last night. Hector hasn't updated his stuff today. Let's take a look at what Aiden's got to say this morning. Ben Cohen, me and Jerry stumping for Bernie Sanders. Nice. Follow these accounts, guys. This is what it's about. Feel the churn. I like that. That's very nice. Ice cream related. That's we're gonna follow those two guys. What else? Can't the USA just vote like every other nation? If Canada has a majority vote for Trump, go to second. Yes. Duke, or Eric. I don't know. Yes, I agree. We don't need the electoral college anymore. We don't need all this bullshit. All of these crazy bullshit things that they put in place were actually all created a long time ago when states couldn't be represented equally because they just didn't have enough people. Right? And so that's the deal. We had all these individual states back in the 1800s, and some states had a couple hundred people, other states had thousands of people, and it's just you had to do this. They thought they had to do this to make things even. And what it did was make a fucking mess. Just an absolute mess. Today, yes, with the technology we have, we absolutely can make it a one person, one vote. Should be done electronic. It should be done with open source software that is monitored by the people, not like what they're doing now with Microsoft building the apps for caucus. Now, Scott Galindez is going to tell me that that's okay. Everybody's working with Microsoft to do that, and that's the way it's been, because Scott Galindez really knows a lot more about the politics of what's been going on. But here's my statement. There should be no private company involved anywhere with anything having to do with any of our fucking politics. None. It should be the people, open source, government, transparent, and have nothing to do with companies. Because the moment you bring a company like Microsoft, NGP Van, any of these companies, the moment you do that, you muddy the waters. You add a political agenda for that corporation. That's exactly how that works. Microsoft has an agenda. Damn better believe they have an agenda. Are they going to bake it into their software? I bet you they will. I don't trust anything that company would do anywhere with their fucking software. They have been one of the most closed, non-transparent companies in a history of companies. And so, the fact that Microsoft is working on the caucus software, that scares the shit out of me. That is the opposite of what we need to do. But App for Democracy, open source, we're already working on it behind the scenes with a lot of coders that help build a lot of the structure for the Sanders campaign. It's going to happen. It's going to be real. We're going to give people the power in their hands to have real-time connection with their politicians, to know where they are, what they're doing, what they have to vote on. That's the kind of app we need, Microsoft. Not your closed system. No. We're talking Unix. We're talking open source. We're talking everybody gets to see what's going on. We're talking government. That's what it needs to be. We'll talk about big government later. Just want to say that. The whole point of that, Duke, Eric, was to say, yes, our system needs to be simpler. It needs to be a one person, one vote. Count the goddamn votes. Pick the winner. That's what it needs to be. None of this other crazy bullshit. But that requires an informed electorate. That requires an electorate that has been given information that is factual and truthful. And we do not have a media outlet that provides that, other than people like Bernie, 2016 TV, and the Young Turks, and the major. All of the information that the American public, for the most part, gets today is skewed by mainstream media. How are they supposed to make decisions? How are they supposed to do anything? This is why we can't move forward. This is oh, my goodness. So needless to say, Windows 7? Yeah, right. Not even going to happen. Yeah. Well, I'm a Mac guy. I have to use a PC to do this, but I am a Mac guy. I believe in the Mac software. Not a big fan of the Apple Corporation, though. It's just another greedy corporation like Microsoft, right? Bill Gates and his wife Melinda, their organization, it's great. It's just tax loophole. That's what the rich do. Warren Buffett. We'll talk about Warren Buffett a little later, and he is one of those guys who appears to be a steward of industry, but he's actually just a greedy 1%. We're going to talk about that because he is fighting Elon Musk. Elon Musk is trying to bring in new energy. Warren Buffett owns all the old energy. That's an interesting battle, huh? That's basically what's going on there. What does Jonathan have to say here? I don't care if big money is on the side of Bernie, but the people are on the side of Bernie Sanders, and I hope to God that the polls reflect that very habitat. Yes, me too. And in that mind, thank you, Celeste, because you're like, when is he going to bring this shit up? Go to, where is my overlay? There. Go to here. First go here. MoveOn.org petition. Free.Bernie2016.tv. The sun came out, folks. This link right here, hang on, everybody. That is a petition to YouTube. There we go. Shut the curtain so I'm not as glowy. I don't mind having a morning glow, but it shouldn't be that bad. I don't want to appear to radiate. We're asking YouTube to have some integrity, to speak with us, to tell us what the hell is going on. Most of you know this, and you're so tired of hearing me say this. But really, if there's new people in the audience, new people that haven't seen the show and the interesting way it runs and tries to address it, I guarantee you, we do not violate those terms. What we do here is called engagement broadcasting, and it scares the shit out of them because it creates more engagement. You know right now that we actually have more comments than we do views. We have about 31,000 views in the 10 days that this channel has been active. 9 days that this channel has been alive for 9 days because YouTube killed it 9 days ago on the 20th of January. In that time, of the analytics that I can see, we have 31,000 views and 36,000 comments. That's unprecedented. Usually, you have about 4 views and a comment. Like 4-to-1 ratio. Right? 1 comment to every 4 views is what it's supposed to do. We have more comments than views. This is why YouTube thinks we are using robots. They think you, the people who support Bernie Sanders, come here and engage and talk about politics on this channel, that put this much conversation. You're the ones engaging in the conversation. They think you are robots. Because that's what Terms of Service Clause Section 8 says, is that we are using robots for some automated spam process to create too much activity. Too much. A human being could not do this, is what they say. They just don't understand the power of the 99. So please help us figure out what the hell's going on there, and then tell us why you endorse Bernie. We.Bernie2016.tv. It's just a form, it's a Google form. You don't have to put your name if you don't want, but it gives you enough space there to tell us why you endorse Bernie. And what I do with those, if you haven't seen them on the web already, is that I take a screenshot, and we'll be doing that all day. We'll be doing it all day. I'll be overlaying these as we watch the live event, and I'll screenshot, and then Sean, who's over there typing, but I'm going to put him on screen just because, yeah, he's like, I know you want it. This is Sean, everybody. He doesn't have to do audio, but Sean's working hard. And he and I, when we get cranking live, I'm doing screenshots and dropping them in Slack. He's taking them, putting quotes on them, and putting them in Twitter, and we explode the internet with this. You guys have seen it. This is part of what the campaign wants us to do, all of us to do, today and tomorrow, is blast the internet. Because you guys realize that we're at war. We're at war. It is a war of information. This is not a war of bombs. This is not a war yet. This is not a war of bombs and missiles, a war of the old world. This is not a war from the old world. This is a war from the 21st century. It's a war for information, truth, for correct information. And that war is being fought with words, with media, with videos, with memes. And it's being fought in 2 places, 2 completely separate battlefronts. It's being fought on mainstream media, on the corporately owned channels. And they're winning that battle there because we don't have access to it. It's a closed battlefront. And so the campaign has to work that battlefront. We, all of us on the internet, we're working the bigger battlefront. And that's the internet. The internet is our war front. This is where we are at war. This is where the political revolution is actually happening. Now, the ground game is where Bernie is and mainstream media. And so our job here on the internet is to affect the ground game as much as possible, to flood the internet with so much content about Bernie Sanders, the truth about Bernie Sanders, that we knock down all the bullshit. Right now I saw Bernie Sanders trending on Twitter. earlier today. I'm like, why is he trending? Most of the time, it's they've got some knock thing on them. They've got some scam bullshit slime post on it. What was it this morning? It was Bernie's deficit in foreign policy. Some bullshit article about him not having experience in foreign policy on Politico. This is the kind of bullshit we have to combat. They've got Bernie Sanders trending for that instead of, look at how many fucking people he's got in Iowa that are going to slaughter the conference. We're just going to win it, hands down. So they're doing everything they can to smear him. The foreign policy thing is just the weakest thing I've seen. You know what? Nobody gives a fuck about foreign policy right now.
Hey, John.
What's up, Celeste?
This is a perfect time to jump in.
Yeah.
So, while you've been talking, I've kind of been looking over at Facebook and a post that Robert Reich just did, and also at Twitter, because I'm kind of joining Sean in pushing this stuff out on Twitter. And I'm first going to read the Twitter comment from New York Times columnist Charles Blow. He was apparently at a Clinton rally in Iowa, and this is what he just tweeted out. After Clinton finished speaking, the black lady behind me huffed, "More promises, more broken promises." You know, there you go.
Nice.
So there's that. And then Robert Reich posted on Facebook today, as Bernie surges, the Democratic establishment is having conniptions. The editorial boards and columnists of the Washington Post and New York Times are increasing their attacks on Bernie while endorsing Hillary. Democratic members of Congress, governors, and mayors are endorsing Hillary. Executives of major corporations in Wall Street are increasing their donations to Hillary's super PACs, and parentheses, letting Democratic politicians and top editors of major media know they mustn't allow Bernie to become the nominee. Funny how they think that's their choice. I'm sorry, aren't we the voters? He concludes it with, yet all this appears to be backfiring for one simple reason. Formal endorsements and other displays of establishment support for Hillary and attacks on Bernie are proving Bernie's point that he threatens the moneyed interests that have gained increasing influence over much of Congress and the mainstream media. And the only way to reverse the vicious cycle of wealth and power in America is through a movement to wrest control back from them. And then he poses the question, what do you think? So if y'all are on Facebook, please go ahead and like Robert Reich's page and let him know what you think. Thanks, John.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for that update. That's fantastic. This is how we win. This is how we win, by pushing the truth, by showing the truth, by defeating the bullshit coming out of MSM, which is they are a propaganda machine. I got to make this statement right now. I don't know how many people. I keep forgetting. There's so many things. Damn it, Celeste! I got to make a list. I got to have a list in workflow. I don't know why I'm not using my list. I keep thinking I'm going to look at the freaking rundown in front of me.
For the same reason you forget to fill in forms and other shit because you got 10 million things going on, and it's just like,
Yes. Anyway, for all of you listening right now, watching, listening, and I see a lot of you, and I'm pretty sure there's many of you from other countries, I need your help. We need the world's help. If you can reach out to your friends in your countries and say, look, even if you don't give a shit about America and Bernie Sanders, help me push this media today and tomorrow so that we can have a mass global effect on Bernie Sanders on the internet. You know we can do it. We haven't barely tapped into the power of the world that wants to see Bernie Sanders elected. I know it right here because we have a good number. I have some stats. I want to pull up these stats. This almost brought me to tears the other day. I wasn't ready to show these. This is actually older stats. It's not the right one. This is before the previous numbers. But there's comments to views. On the first day, I actually got some data back from Google on our account. So that's just insane, folks. That's a lot of conversation. But here's what's even better. We've got the United States, Netherlands. Netherlands is the second highest view. Canada, Denmark, Belgium, United Kingdom, Sweden, Norway, Mexico, France, Cyprus. Everybody around the world. Now, granted, you can all say, well, lots of videos have views from people around the world. Right, but most of those videos are about games or stupid shit. No offense to creators on YouTube, but compared to our government and the election. It is stupid shit. This is around the world. Around the world, we get tweets, we get comments, we get people here. We'll make this look funny. You guys want to see Bernie Sanders win? You guys want to see a world that doesn't suck? That was a meme that was here it is. You dropped this in earlier. I love this. Very simple. Make America stop sucking. Vote Bernie Sanders. Seriously, goddamn seriously. We feel you, world. We feel you. Raka, thank you so much. That means a lot because we're really trying hard. Really, that means a lot. Ooh, it's gonna be a long day. Let's watch a video. Let's watch a video after we look at a couple endorsements. I wanted to talk about these endorsement people. Right here, this is one that I was supposed to show yesterday. What's his name? Ellison. What's his first name?
Keith Ellison. You're thinking Keith Ellison.
Yes, Keith Ellison. Minnesota, thank you. He had an article the other day. I think I had. Nope. Alright, I don't know where the hell this article is. He did put out an article the other day. It basically said there are more endorsements coming, folks. Many more. There are more endorsements coming. What's happening, and I think you just read this, Celeste. You didn't read his article, but you read the same concept. Is that people are shifting sides. People are recognizing what's going on. People are not being afraid. When I say people, I don't mean the 99. The 99 around the world. The 99 around the world are freaking. Sorry, I only speak Dutch. The 99 around the world have risen for Bernie Sanders. Okay, what's happening is that the scared people, the scared politicians in Congress, the scared politicians around the country, they were like, shit, I'm so used to this establishment. I have to pick this one way, and if I don't pick this one way, I'm screwed, and my career's over. Right? They're starting to go, shit, we have a different way. My God, they're starting to recognize, to realize that they're wiping the dust off their political careers and going, shit, we can change this place. We're going to do it. And so you are starting to see that mass effect. It's the caucus effect. And there's a guy who wrote about it, and we'll talk about that. But it is the caucus effect. And it is exactly what MSM is fucking scared of the most. And they've written about it. They've said this. That Hillary called it, caucuses are where the extremists show up. MSM says that's where your most passionate voters are. Well, no shit. Because when you get people off their asses, not connected to the MSM bullshit machine, and listening to Bernie Sanders on the internet, and hearing the truth about this man, you want to get up. You want to dance in your chair, then you want to get up and you want to say, let's change this fucking nation right now. Because we can. Holy shit, we can.
Hey, John?
Yeah.
The Keith Ellison link that you were looking for, I dropped in the green room.
Thanks. Actually, I have it in a tab. I just couldn't find the damn tab. There it is. I got like 30 tabs on here open. There's Sanders backer Ellison. More endorsements coming soon from Capitol Hill. I'm sure we'll hear of some of those today. Right? That's the beauty of it. Well, what I was trying to do though was run a video. Hey, Sean, can you talk?
Of course, yeah. I was just muted.
What's going on in the web? Are you out there blasting Twitter? What are you doing?
I am blasting Twitter. I'm grabbing, like you were talking about before on the newsroom, I just kind of grab them myself and blast them out there. I'm also monitoring the two user accounts, Twitter accounts that we are looking at. And,
nice.
You know, no, nothing yet. They haven't started yet, but we'll be there when they do and be doing our fair share of Twittering. Other than that, not much going on.
Nice. Thank you. That gave me just enough time to pull up this this little. What is this? This is a quote here. This is something I wanted to read yesterday, and here I'm just going to. There, you're not on camera. Okay, so everybody know who Benjamin Dixon is. Benjamin Dixon is a cool guy. Definitely feels the burn, and we have not. I can't remember. No, we I was not on his show. I've been on a couple people's shows. There were a couple people at the very beginning that wanted me to be on the show. I would love to be on Ben Dixon's show, although he's not asking. But our good friend H.A. Goodman has been on Ben Dixon's show. Some other people. But this is something he put out the other day, and I forgot to read it to everybody. When we're talking about people supporting and endorsing Bernie Sanders, this I read and I was like, yeah, hey, Lily Ledbetter, why don't you think about this for a second? This is Michelle Alexander. If anyone doubts that mainstream media fails to tell the truth about our political system and its true winners and losers, the spectacle of large majorities of black folks supporting Hillary Clinton in the primary races ought to be proof enough. I can't believe Hillary would be coasting into the primaries with her current margin of black support if most people knew, how much damage the Clintons have done. The millions of families that were destroyed the last time they were in the White House, and thanks to their boastful embrace of the mass incarceration machine and their total capitulation to the right-wing narrative on race, crime, welfare, and taxes. There's so much more to say on this topic, and it's a shame that more people aren't saying it. I think it's time we have that conversation. That's Michelle Alexander on why she is endorsing Bernie Sanders, and the fact that if you're voting for Hillary right now, and you're offended that people, and you're a woman, and people are offended because they're saying you're voting for your badge, I don't believe that. I think that's a bullshit reason anyway. But what I would say is that look, people know that I'm a big hardcore feminist. I'm a feminist, okay? Proud of it. I want to see, I have actually said this many, many times, that I would prefer to see a woman in office. I would prefer to see more women in office, because I truly believe that women are much more connected to the emotional being. That women are much more about thinking at a high level with their brains than with their dicks, oddly, because they don't have one. Women are not packed with testosterone. And I'm not calling testosterone a bad thing, and I'm not calling men a bad thing for having. But testosterone is really a survival thing. It's really, yes, it's what makes us male, but it's something that came out of the Neanderthal era. We don't need to run around with clubs and guns and beat the fuck out of each other anymore. We're high-level thinking creatures. We can work together in harmony. We should be able to, but men have this disposition of survival, and it tells them that they need to be on top, and that gets in the way of their thinking process. Men that are capable of putting that shit aside and recognizing it, like Bernie Sanders, are wonderful. But I personally believe there should be more women in office, because I think they think better, and I would trust their thinking over men in office. I have said that. But I will not vote for Hillary Clinton. I will not accept Hillary Clinton in office. I will not accept any establishment politician in office, because it's about what they represent, not their body parts, not their color, not where they come from. Honestly, I don't care where they come from. That whole rule, you have to be born in America to be our president, I don't think so. Wouldn't it be great to have somebody that came from outside of America with a whole other perspective? To guess what, I grew up over here. Let me teach you guys something about socialized countries and how it works. I'd love that. Whatever. You know? Ted Cruz is going to have a problem with that, isn't he? He's going to have a real problem with that. And here's another person, Anoa Changa, who is with Women for Bernie Sanders. And this is where we're going to cut into this video. This is a 9-minute, almost 10-minute long clip. It's pretty long, but we're just going to run it here. What time is it? 9:40? No, we're not. It's 9:44. I'm going to run this clip. I will run this clip when we do the thing starting at noon. This is too long. I was going to run that, but it's too long. Let's move into the next endorsement. Anoa Changa, Women for Bernie Sanders, has a really cool clip. I'm going to run that at noon. Vice President of West Democratic Party endorses Bernie Sanders. Yes, we're talking about other endorsements. Democracy for America. We had Charles Chamberlain on We the People a while back. That might still be on now. It's probably on Channel 3 and deleted. I don't know where that is. We had him on. And what's his name? Who's the guy in charge? Celeste, who's the guy who runs or started Democracy for America? Dean? Is it Howard Dean? I can't remember who it is. I don't remember who it is. Wrong name. It's Dean somebody or other.
Jim Dean? Are you thinking Jim Dean or Howard Dean? Howard Dean was the board. But I've seen a lot about Jim Dean lately, but Howard Dean, I believe, is the one who started DFA.
Okay, well, I think he just didn't he just say he's going to be there. He's part of this thing today.
For Hillary.
Yeah, no, for Democracy for America is for Bernie.
Yeah, I know, but Howard Dean is for Hillary.
All right. Well, there's some dean that sent out an email today. Somebody with the last name of Dean that sent out an email today as part of Democracy for America. Here it is. Here it is. Who is this guy?
I think it's. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut in, but I think it's.
No, please, Eddie.
I'm looking on their Wikipedia right now. I'm looking on Wikipedia. The key people is Howard Dean and Jim Dean. I don't know who they're going with.
I know there's the key people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
Jim is Howard's brother.
Oh.
So that's probably who you're thinking about, John, because Jim Dean is the name that I was reading in some of the posts in Slack on the articles.
Yeah, it only says Dean created the PAC Fund for a Healthy America, which they.
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one. All right, well, whatever. All right, so maybe I got it mixed up. One of these guys, it doesn't matter. DFA is involved. Whoever created DFA is involved. All right. Charles Chamberlain is currently running it, but the dude that started DFA is involved, and I forget which one he is, but he's going to be there today. We didn't know what he was going to do with that. That's why that's important. But here's one that I'm really, really happy about: Ralph Nader. And Ralph Nader does a great job of explaining Bernie's problem about why Bernie didn't choose to run for an independent. And this is on the HuffPost. And I will get all these links into the rundown. I did not have a chance to drop them in the rundown, but I will do that before. I want to read what Ralph has to say here. Before announcing for president in the Democratic primaries, Bernie Sanders told the people he would not run as an independent and be like Nader, invoking the politically bigoted words, being a spoiler. Well, the spoiled corporate Democrats in Congress and their consultants are mounting a Stop Bernie campaign. They believe he'll spoil their election prospects. Sorry, Bernie, because anybody who challenges the positions of the corporatist, militaristic, Wall Street-funded Democrats, led by Hillary Clinton, in the House and Senate, is by their twisted definition, a spoiler. It doesn't matter how many of Bernie's positions are representative of what a majority of the American people want for their country. And that's where Howard Dean stands today. And that's, or Howard, why do I got that guy's name? This is where Ralph Nader, folks, Jesus Christ, Howard Dean. This is Ralph Nader. This is good. I'm a fan of Ralph Nader. So, that just came out today. There's another endorsement. Happy about that. This is Nathan Lentz. And this is the prediction, this is the caucus effect. And this is what I was talking about earlier, this caucus effect. What it basically states, and this is kind of common sense, is that when you get a bunch of people together, a bunch of people that are already passionate about one thing or another, and you put them in a room, and you have them discuss politics and discuss why they're for one candidate or another, it really builds up the passion of people. And this is something they do not want. The government has no interest in the people being passionate about making choices because they've been happy for 40 years making those choices for us, giving us very little input. Here's two versions of the same garbage bill. Here's two versions of the same garbage politician. One slightly this way, one slightly this way. That's all we've got. They've made a laughingstock out of our democracy. And the caucus, what's happening this weekend, what's happening on Monday, this is the power of the people. This is the people in action. So, very impressed with this. And it's really, really tiny, the font size that I use on here, so I can't read it until I blow it up. But we'll get the link in there, and we'll talk more about the caucus effect. Celeste, you got anything you want to talk about? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I'm reading a couple of more tweets from Charles Blow, following up on his other tweet. He said, "This is fascinating. These black people in Des Moines are not having it. Hashtag Iowa caucus." His next tweet is, "The speaker who took the stage after Clinton, slamming her for taking money from people who privatized prison. I think she's still in the room." Yeah. They just don't get it. It's like, dear rich people with power and money used to buy the government, the people are very, very pissed. Wake up. We just aren't having it anymore. We're done.
Yep. reading some comments. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Shitty Kitty, that's not what I said. I said, in my personal opinion, I would like to see more women in office. Because in my personal opinion, I prefer the way women think. And I think women are less attached to physical Neanderthal type thinking. And I think women I'm not sure what's going on here. That's not sexist. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. What I'm saying is that when we're talking about women voting for women or women voting for Hillary Clinton simply because she's a woman, I'm calling that narrow-minded. And what I'm saying is that I know that women are not narrow-minded. I have a high respect for women and their ability to think without the testosterone affecting them. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. But and had Bernie Sanders not come along, had I not had an option, I would have said, well, shit, I'll go with Hillary because she is the lesser of two evils. Because I wouldn't have known any better. And I wouldn't have voted for Jill Stein as my alternate because I knew she wouldn't have had a chance. And that's the way it's been for 40 freaking years. This is all my life. It's the way it's been in this country. We have right, left, and no chance. All right? And what I'm saying is Bernie Sanders showed up on the scene and changed that all. And so I will vote for Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton. Now that I have somebody who actually gives a shit about the people, we have somebody who has illuminated that. All I was saying was that women who are going to choose to vote for Hillary simply because she's a woman, one, I don't think that's really going to happen. I think that's all bullshit. But two, if there are women that are siding with Hillary simply because she's a woman, shame on you. How narrow-minded, how small-minded of you. Take a look at the facts because you should. And secondly, if it's not because you're narrow-minded or tunnel vision, then it must be because you are paid to do so. And that's where we get into people like Lily Ledbetter. Because I know for a fact that Lily Ledbetter knows the truth. And Lily Ledbetter should go to ifyoulikehillary.com. But Lily Ledbetter is an establishment person now. She has been corrupted by the establishment. My guess is she's been offered something or been paid, or maybe it happened before and she owes this now. That's the whole way this works, folks. We're gonna run this straight out of options because I really need to take a bio. And this is a Ross Everett, and this is great. It's a 2016 election parody, and I haven't seen the whole thing, but I think this is really funny. So I'm gonna run this, come back, and we will take a look at what you guys are saying in comments. This is Ross Everett, straight out of options, a parody about, well, our election. Here you go, folks. Of course. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you.
You are now about to witness the strength of big lobbies.
Straight out of options, a crazy motherfucker named Ted Cruz, born in Canada with a bad attitude. Add a crook off, I bring a sword off, squeeze the trigger and bacon is hauled off.
Guess who, boy? It's Chris Christie. Shut your bridge down if you with me. Heart attack, that's how I'm going down. Not you punk ass dimps that are showing out.
Carson, here I mumble, because I'm humble. I swear I stabbed a guy in his shiny belt buckle. Going off on my motherfucking like that with a hammer. Don't look into my past.
The arena on the move. Ain't ever come upon a job that I can't lose. A CEO who's now freelancing has some problems with corporate financing. HP inkjet was the plan. $100 million made selling to Iran.
Jeb Bush losing hope, no maybe. I'm losing ground in the polls daily and weekly, monthly, and yearly. I hope the Koch brothers will see clearly that I'm down with the capital GOP. Boy, you can't f with me. My brother was president. That's bad luck, because when he left, the economy sucked. Fly the sign. Mission accomplished. The Bush is back, boy. You're running straight out of options.
Yo, Rubio,
What's up?
tell him why you run.
It's game over. No, it's my time to be the prez herself. Cause I waited 8 years and my personal health. Security is minimum, no firewall. HIL spells. Evil scandal. See, because I'll say whatever's polling. The numbers are clear. To the White House I'll be rolling. And they can bill my number 2. I still can't seem to connect with you. Wall Street donations fund my trips. Because they know that I'm down with the establishment. Straight out of option.
Birdie is his name, and you're all running.
Straight out of options. It's a brother that'll cover your mother and help the system to recover. Dangerous, tax evader billionaires. And when the banks get caught, they get bailed. See, I don't give a about dollars. I see a mother comb, I don't bother. But I'm smart, crowdsourced, eyes don't lie. People are worried, I might die. Raising lots of money, breaking record show, a movement rising. No more Citizens United bankrolling. So what about the bitch who got bailed? We fight it. You think I give a damn about bakers that get indicted? This is the autobiography of Bernie. And if you want to vote for me, you'll be siding with the grumpy old grandpa yelling brother. Last hope, mother. Straight out of options.
What the fuck? just wanted to say
Here comes a new challenger. Worthless. All will tremble before me. What? You're doomed!
Triumph or die! It's the game!
Start your best! I've let you live long enough! Chase my power! I am the mightiest!
This Melee's winner is Mecha Sonic. Have a suggestion for the show? Leave a comment below. Be sure to like this episode and share it with other Melee fans. If you like 1 Minute Melee, be sure to subscribe in order to stay tuned. Tune for episodes every 2 weeks.
we just wanted to say thanks to Classic Inc. for sponsoring.
tremble before me. What? You're doomed!
Triumph or die! It's the game!
got your back. Chase my power! I am the mightiest!
This Melee's winner is Mecha Sonic.
If you're trying to be a little better, things just got a whole lot better. Introducing entrees loaded with flavor, not calories. Applebee's Grill and Bar favorites made a little better for you. Featuring new dishes, all under 650 calories, and starting at just $9.99.
What the heck?
1 minute melee, where all the fights are settled in 60 seconds. Two fighters, no leaser. 60 seconds. Melee! Go. Go for broke. Fight! Make sure to like this episode and share it with other Melee fans. If you like 1 Minute Melee, make